Create a budget. Live below your means. Pay off your debts. Save for retirement. These are the steps most experts tell you are essential to building wealth. And they're not wrong, but the biggest mistake in creating wealth isn't about how much you earn or how much you spend. It's about how intentional you are in carrying out those financial plans. Financial freedom doesn't happen by accident. Being intentional is the key ingredient that can transform your finances and your life. Hey everyone, I'm Rose Colburn, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how bringing intentionality into your daily life can be the game changer for achieving financial freedom. And here's the best part. You can do it without sacrificing the spontaneity and joy that make life worth living. Most people think creating wealth is all about numbers, budgeting, saving, and spending money. But the biggest mistake isn't how you manage your money, it's about a lack of intentionality. At the end of December, as I was reflecting on what I'd accomplished throughout the past year, I noticed a pattern about how much progress I'd made toward my goals. When I stayed consistent with my plan, my week felt more productive, my progress more tangible. It became clear when I was sticking to the habits in my financial plan, I was being intentional about working toward my goals. That realization was powerful, and I wanted more of it, more intentionality in my life. I wanted to wake up every day knowing that my choices weren't just getting me through the day, but actually building the life that I envisioned. That's when I decided my theme for 2025 would be intentional. I even wrote it down and I placed it somewhere where I'd see it every day as a reminder of what I'm working toward. So how does the idea of being intentional actually play out in everyday life? Well, imagine the difference between grabbing a $5 cup of coffee every morning because you're rushed and you don't have time to make it at home versus enjoying that same $5 cup of coffee because it's something you truly value and intentionally prioritize. Do you see the difference? When you deliberately budget for that morning coffee because it's an experience you genuinely enjoy, that's intentionality in action. But if it's a habit driven by a lack of planning, it's time to rethink your routines. It's not about denying yourself. It's about making sure that what you spend money on fits into the bigger picture of your goals. Being intentional in other areas of your life, like your daily routines, ensures that your money supports what truly matters to you. A small shift in perspective like this can have a massive ripple effect across your entire financial plan. Being intentional is about making deliberate choices that align with your financial goals. It empowers you to say, this is the financial freedom I want in my life, and this is how I'll achieve it. Think about this. What's one area of your finances where you feel overwhelmed? And how could simplifying or being more intentional in that area help you feel more comfortable? But what does being intentional actually look like? For many people, the idea feels daunting, even restrictive. One of the biggest misconceptions about being intentional with your money is that it's rigid, time-consuming, or that you'd have to give up the things you enjoy most in life. But the reality is that intentionality simplifies your decisions. It allows you to focus your energy on what truly matters, so you're not constantly second-guessing or overwhelmed by choices. I get it. I was right there too. After my big inspiration to be intentional this year, two thoughts immediately came to mind. Do I have to give up buying those super fluffy socks that I love wearing in the winter? And just how much work is it going to be intentional? Well, here's the truth. Being intentional isn't about restriction. It's about freedom. It's about choosing what truly matters and directing your energy to the things that bring you the greatest value and joy. You're not saying no to the things you love. You're saying yes to the things that truly matter. Yay for fluffy socks! And honestly, it's not exhausting or too much work. For me, it was freeing to know that I didn't have to tackle everything at once. You don't have to be perfect, with every decision you make. Start small. Pick one thing that's not aligning with your goals and focus on that. For me, the fluffy socks were not the problem. I buy them every year, and I really look forward to my new batch of soft, comfy socks when winter rolls around. The real issue was my huge buy later and wish lists that were sidetracking my budget. Every time I went to Amazon for a plan to purchase, I'd see all those saved items, and I'd think, since I'm already here buying this, why not grab a few of those other things as well? Eliminating those impulse purchases became my first step towards being intentional with my financial freedom goals. So what about you? Where do you find yourself getting off track? Is it impulse buys? Is it feeling overwhelmed? Is it a lack of planning or something else entirely? If you feel like sharing, drop it in the comments below. When you share your struggles, you'll realize just how many other people are in the same boat. Intentionality isn't just a personal journey. It's one that we can all take together, learning from each other along the way. Together, we can move forward toward our financial freedom goals. And now that we've talked about what being intentional looks like and how to overcome the barriers, let's make it actionable. Because here's the truth. Being intentional, it's not just a one-time decision. It's a habit, and all habits get easier the more you do them. When you approach your finances with intention, even the smallest changes can make a huge result over time. A quick fix to your spending or saving habits today can make a world of difference in a year or 5 years. Here's a simple but powerful question to ask yourself. What's one thing I can do today or this week to be intentional in creating financial freedom? It doesn't have to be something big. It can maybe be finally creating a realistic budget that aligns with your goals. Maybe it's revisiting your spending habits and cutting out a subscription that you no longer use. Or maybe it's just something as simple as transferring $20 into your savings account. The best part about this question is that it meets you where you are right now. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Some days, your intentional steps might be small and quick. Other days, it might be more significant, but every step moves you closer to your goals. The key is consistency. Whether you ask yourself this question every morning, every Sunday night, or even just once a month, the practice of checking in with yourself keeps you focused and on track. So here's my challenge to you. Take a moment right now, and yes, I mean right now, and ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today to be intentional with my finances? Write it down. And when this video ends, take action. And as you take that step, remember this. You're not just creating a financial plan, you're creating a lifestyle that aligns with your values, goals, and dreams. The more you practice intentionality, the easier and more natural it becomes. Being intentional isn't about making dramatic changes overnight. It's about consistent, deliberate actions that align with your goals. Each step, no matter how small, builds momentum. And over time, those intentional choices create a lifetime of financial freedom and fulfillment. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.